Three-way up. Three-way up. Three-way up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 2 to go hurt.
Was on a tangent, being managed out here without a heart, but this girl changed me. Can't explain it. Really don't know where to start. Love it, love it, love it, oh. Love it, love it, then love it like a dog. Damn, she got that dough. And once I got it, hit it, took the rest and when I'm coming back. Figured I hit it once, it would be straight, but I'm feeling to get the feeling back.
Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me for this roundtable discussion. And as you know, you all support me online. We're kind of going from city to city to really understand what the dating market is like, just the state of the relationships, where women's minds are today. It's a lot of toxicity online, and we're combating that constantly. So first I want to start with introductions, just who you are, your age, what you do, and we'll start here and kind of go around like this.
My name is Alicia. I'm 41. I'm from South Jersey, and I work in state government.
Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexis. I'm 29. I'm a clinical pharmacist and I'm from the Philadelphia area.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Janae. I am 39 years old and I work with children.
Okay.
My name is Nikima. I am from Philadelphia. I'm 42 and I work for a nonprofit in housing.
Okay. Now, is everybody single?
Yes.
Or is any of y'all now any situationships?
No.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'll be honest.
Kinda. Okay. Now tell me about the situationship. How long has this been?
So I would say the situation should, being as though I follow you, I shouldn't be in the situationship. So I had to be honest and say this is turning into a situationship. So I met him in July, and I remember when you said sometimes you have to walk away more than once. So I walked away the end of August. It was right before my birthday. And I was like, this is not it. Just hope you find somebody. And then I think 2 weeks later, I called him. So I remember that too. You said, if he leaves you, you don't go back. So I walked away. And he was surprised. But it just started out casual, and what happened was my car broke down, and I called him about advice about getting a new car, and I asked him could he go negotiate at Lexus for me. So I ended up buying a Lexus, and then after that we just started talking again. You want commitment without commitment. You want to say, I don't want you with nobody else, but you don't want to commit. Mm-hmm. I'm fine with that. You just leave me alone.
What does he do for a living?
He's a manager at a private school, and he owns his own property. So he has businesses.
Mm-hmm. How you manage a private school? What you mean a manager?
Like the facilities.
Oh, okay. Like a maintenance man?
No, he runs our thing. He doesn't do that. He runs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the director.
Okay. I see. So it's a lot going on there.
It's a whole lot.
How long have you been single?
For about a year.
About a year? Okay. How long was that relationship?
Oh, I was with him for maybe 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What ended it?
We ultimately didn't want the same things. So, and again, he was divorced. He didn't want any more kids. I don't have any children. So I didn't think that was fair to me. You know what I mean? So,
You left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was tough. It was hard.
I can imagine. Yeah. Are you still healing?
No, I feel like I'm out here dating. So I feel like I'm okay, but at the same time, it's hard because the place where I am at my age, I feel like a lot of people's been there, done that. And I'm still trying to get started with the marriage and the children. So that's my biggest obstacle that I'm coming across.
I see. And what about you? How long have you been single?
Well, I've been single for some years now. It seems like all my life, honestly. But I would say consistently for the last probably 4 years.
So no serious relationships in your life
And that's the
that you would
thing.
consider
And
serious?
that's the thing, you know, like, have I dated men before? Yes, but looking back, I don't consider those serious relationships. So I've been single a majority of my life.
Any children?
No children.
Okay. So no children. No children. Did you say no children?
No children.
Okay. How long have you been single?
For about 3.5 years.
About 3.5 years. Mm.
Yes.
And any children?
No children.
The relationship before the 3.5 years, how long was it?
It was only a year. It was like,
Okay.
a year.
What ended it?
It was a bad situation. I would say toxic. It was, it just was not a healthy situation. So.
Okay. If y'all could describe the dating market in one word, what word would you choose?
If I could describe it in one word, godless.
Godless?
Yes.
Okay. What about you? What's your one word?
Cesspool.
Cesspool? Okay.
Games.
Games? Okay. What's your one word?
I was going to say it's a bit scary, to be honest.
Scary.
I mean, for
Okay.
lack of a better word, yeah.
So scary,
yeah.
games, cesspool, and godless. Woo, that's deep. That is heavy. That is heavy. Now, would any of you say that you are the problem? And it's a hang up that you're trying to get over?
I can
Yes.
get that.
Yeah, I was like, both of y'all? Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm 100%, you know, but I would say what I'm looking for sometimes could be off. Like, I want the baddest dude, you know what I mean? He got to be fine, he got to have this and that, but sometimes we got to be able to look past. But I'm used to having that guy, you know what I mean? And sometimes that guy is not your husband, you know? So.
See, the thing for me was that I didn't know what it meant to be to be married, or like what it meant to be a wife. So I was just out here just being a young woman with, even because I have, I'm from Philly, so we have our traumas and all of that. So I would say I wasn't healed at all. I was just I was negative as well. And women, we always think like we already got it together. It's him. So I had to learn. No, I have it. It's me too. So I had to take time to really learn me. I didn't even know me. You know what I mean? So I had to take the time to do all of that. And I would say now I think I am at the stage where I'm ready, and I know me. So I know what I need. I know what I want. I know the Lord. So yeah.
I can say I realized. So I have a very close family friend. He's a life coach, and I've been trying to tell him to get on your page for over a year. But he basically, we were working on a film project together, and he was like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you so mean?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "You don't smile." And then I started telling him, so it was like he knew some stuff, and I was like, "How did you know that? You don't know me. I met him through a friend." And he was like, now I understand. It's not your fault. So he's like, you dealt with traumas. This was normalized. You gotta break out of it. You gotta know how to talk to people. So I realized, like, in my family, we talk to each other like that, like it's normal. And he was like, no real man is gonna put up with that. And it wasn't until I noticed one day how my mom was talking to my stepfather, and I was like, you can't do that. I don't care, what he do. You can't talk to a man like that.
Than it is in other places.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Because it kind of feels a little more traumatic, like
I'm sorry, Tony.
like the women, and the men too. Like the men are actually a little scarier. Like when you think of the figureheads, like if I picture a Beanie Siegel and whoever, it's like that may in Freeway, like that's a little scarier than the guys in Atlanta pop locking,
But I also think that plays a part in your upbringing, because like people would say to me, like, oh, you from North Philly, you don't act like it, or you don't seem like it. And I'm like, should I take that as an insult or a compliment? But it's like, just because I'm from the hood don't mean I'm of the hood. But you cross me, I will show you, right?
Right.
But some people, even dealing with my job now, you come in from an upbringing, some people just don't know what they don't know. You know, my mom, I grew up in a rough area, but I was sheltered enough where it was like, you're not doing that. No, you're not going around the corner. You're not doing this. So I learned different things, but then cyclical things was happening, and I'm the black sheep of the family. Unknowingly, I'm trying to break cycles. So it's like, okay, I'm sheltered in this side, but yeah, I'm making poor choices in men.
Were you a single parent home?
Single parent. My parents, my dad lived near me, but some tragedy happened and he was gone. But it's like you don't realize. I'm like, oh, it wasn't until I got in my late 30s. I'm like, oh, poor choices in men. Then I figure out why. Like, oh, this was a cyclical thing.
Do you see it? What about you? Single parent home or?
No, and keep it real. Like, I'm not about that. I'm not from that. I come from the suburbs, 2-parent home. My parents were married until death, literally till my father passed away in 2011. So I'm not, and that's why it's harder for me also, because my dad is the standard. And I had to realize a man is not going to treat me like my father necessarily, but he should strive to have those characteristics, you know what I mean? So for me, it was hard because it was like, I had a high standard. So yeah, my mom.
And what you say you do for a living?
I'm in state government.
State government. I never heard it put like that. State government.
I work for the state of New Jersey. Yeah.
Okay. And what about you? Single parent home, 2-parent home?
Very similar experience, 2-parent home. Grew up, my parents have been married, probably pushing 35 years. They're still married, still together. Big family, it's important. And I think that has played a role in dating, having such a great role model, an example of what love and marriage and responsibility looks like, especially coming from a godly home. It is hard when you go out and you see the complete opposite. Yes, things are scary right now.
What about you?
Single parent home.
Single parent home?
Yes, single parent home.
And how would you, and I kind of want to hear from each of you, how would y'all describe the state of, dating for Black women? Like, is it depressing or is it, are you hopeful?
It's depressing, but it is still hopeful.
Yes.
And for me, I feel like it's depressing because of a lot of trauma and stuff that us as Black people we go through and that we experience. So there's a lot of healing and stuff that has to be done, especially if you want to be in a healthy, marriage. So it's a little depressing, but for me, like just following God, I had hope. Like I know that I'm going to get married. So yeah. So
you think it'll be a Philly man?
I'm not sure.
Why y'all
I think about that.
We're trying to narrow the options.
Listen. Yeah, I think about that all the time, and I'm like, I don't know, but I'm open to whatever God has for me.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What? How do you feel about the state of dating, for Black women?
It's tough. It is tough. I feel like we're definitely climbing the ladder as far as our education and as far as our entrepreneurship and different ways that we serve our communities. But when it comes to our dating life, it is hard. I think I probably speak for a lot of the women sitting here. We do want an educated, godly, Black man. But it is hard to find that, at least in this area, and somebody who is equally yoked and wants the same things that you do, and somebody who values family, somebody who wants to build and not necessarily wants to take shortcuts or wants something unrealistic, but wants to build with somebody with good intentions towards a positive direction. So it's challenging, but I do think it is possible. And I think we as women play a huge role in the things that we allow and the standards that we have for ourselves and our relationships, not just love relationships, but when we go to work, when we participate in different organizations, I think it's important for us to know who we are, be confident in who we are, know what we need and what we want, and being secure in that and being able to have discernment and being able to choose when this is not good for me. I've been through this before. I've seen this before. This is not what I'm looking for. This is not what God has for me. And being willing to be patient and wait for the right thing at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about the rhetoric online and when you scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, or whatever, and you see the men on the podcast, bashing women? What feeling does that give you when you see like the him versus her rhetoric?
And I think that's part of the problem. And I think the problem also is a lot of black men, right? They don't want black women, unfortunately. And for some reason, it's like they idolize other races because they're more exotic looking or whatever it is. And I think a lot of men, unfortunately, not all of them, but there's some, and I think social media pushes that other non-black is better for some reason. You know what I mean? So
Even down to the kids, like the teenage boys.
Yes.
I saw some videos where they went to like, they in the mall and they asked like 5 black boys, you want a black girl or a white girl? And all of them said white girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's spiritual warfare right there.
It's rough. It's rough.
Anybody else got a feeling of how you feel when you see the rhetoric online?
There are times where I was like, oh wow, nobody wants us. But I mean, on the sense of black men. But I also look at family members and the things that they went through. So sometimes I feel like maybe black men are feeling that way because of what they went through with their mothers. So I also see that dating, I'm like, these women, and I had a conversation with a friend, like, yeah, men can be bums and so can women be bums. So you're a bum woman with a bum man and you're creating bum boys. So then they grow up and they're expecting us to do the things that their mothers did. I was a wife. I'm not giving you wife duties and you don't even want to commit to it. You don't get that. So it took me a while to even understand that. Like, hold up, I'm doing the same stuff that I was doing when I was married. Like, you don't get this. But I also feel like that's a big part of why some of these men act that way. I also think that even in my situationship, there's a selfishness. And I feel like maybe their moms just babied them. Or if you look a certain type of way, he has a different color eye. I think that they're used to women giving them things. And I also feel like social media has killed in the sense of there's options. Men are like, I got options. Even if they don't really have the option, they believe in their mind they might get this person from Fiji.
How many of y'all think she need to let that situationship go?
Yes.
Yeah, y'all think everybody voting for it? Okay.
It's let go one way or another.
I had an epiphany last night and I was like, okay,
Yes.
I'm here, but
You deserve better than that.
You was like, this ain't it.
And I feel like I might be a little biased, but I feel like older men, when they go to younger women, it's
want
for other
expectations.
motives,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's not for pure love.
And you know what? That's frustrating in a couple ways. Now, for one, me being married and off the market, it's like I still get mad when I see these men out here playing around like that because I'm like, man, how you getting away with this? Like, and it's men in their 60s doing it too. And it's a thing to where a lot of women think that, okay, the older a man is, the more a provider he is. And I think that's a misconception. Have y'all ever, she's dealing with an older man. Have y'all ever dealt with a man that's 10 or more years older?
I did 10 one time years ago.
How was it?
How was I? I was 25, he was 35. And
Okay.
it did not work. We were on 2 different life stages, and I learned, but he was fine. He looked like Drake, So,
Was he trying to re-raise you or?
Yes. And it's like, sir, I had a father.
Right.
You can't like, whatever you're trying to do, hypnotize me, train me, it's not going to work. So, like, I knew better. So, it was,
What city was that in? What city?
No, I told me.
I mean, he might not be the only one look like Drake in that city.
No, but he was from, I'm going to say he was from Pennsylvania. I don't want to identify the city.
Okay.
Because
I'm just curious, like, where they got a Drake
Not Philly.
doppelganger.
I would say he's not from Philly.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. You met him in the club?
No, what's crazy is because see, I don't want to say too much, but
He don't care. He's watching this.
Yeah, but he don't deserve no. You know what I mean?
He don't. Nobody know him.
I know, but at the same time, it's like, you know, that's
You don't even want to talk about
You know
it.
what
Don't
I
give him
mean?
no energy.
But no, we had mutual friends on social media, and that's how we connected. And then he's like, "Who that?" I'm like, "Who's that?" And then we started talking, and you know, things progressed.
And how old are you now?
I'm 41.
41. Okay, I'm 41. Okay. You ever dated an older man?
I have, yeah.
How
9 years older.
9 years older?
Yeah.
How long did it last?
About maybe 6 or 7 months.
6 or 7 months?
Yeah.
You cut it off, he cut it off?
I did.
You cut it
Yeah.
off? Okay. And what about you?
I usually date younger. Not that I want to. That's just what I was attracted to at the time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I would go too far older. I'm 39, so mid 50s might be a little, you know what I mean? Because I do want to be on the same page, you know what I mean? So, but no, I've never dated anyone that was too much older. Always younger. I'm talking about 6 years younger or so, something.
Okay.
My mom said to me one day, the age doesn't matter. And I had to start realizing it. Like, I would hear stories of what my grandfather did, you know, back in the day. So it's just.
You say your mom said that? She said age doesn't matter. Did she?
I'm like,
Was she talking about maturity or like age doesn't matter as
in
meaning
terms
you
of,
could date any age?
No, just because they're 50s or 60s doesn't negate that they could be doing stupid things.
Oh, yeah.
Or it doesn't matter. It's about I don't know. I think some men are like, I gotta still see if I got it. Before my 2-year hiatus, I was in my first interracial relationship. And he was older than me too.
White guy or Asian?
He was white.
Or Hispanic? Okay,
He was
white.
He was Ukrainian.
Okay.
And he was Jewish. So that was like a whole experience for me.
In Philly?
I was wondering that. I wanted to know.
In
So
Philly?
yeah,
Okay.
we were going for like 6 months. Wait, I had met someone Italian before, and we only talked for like a month because, and this was like years before. I was just scared. I'm like, I never dated. I don't know how to do this. So I think I kind of pushed him away. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And then when I met this one, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna embrace it. But what I realized was people were putting these pedestals on these white people. And I'm like, you can't do that either. Because I didn't go in looking at that. I noticed certain things that he did different from a black man. Like, I didn't have to ask for nothing. He just did it. One day I told him about the perfume that my aunt had when she passed away. He went to Bloomingdale's and gave me the perfume.
But black men do that also.
Yep, black men do it.
You know?
Yep. And you was an experience. And that's why I tell people a lot of times too, as men, when we date outside of our race, it's like a science project. It's like an experiment. It's like you field testing. It's like, let me test this out. And so we will date different races and you treat different races differently because you're not familiar with them. And so you move a little different. But speaking of, because there are whole channels dedicated by black women telling other black women to divest, leave the black race, leave the black men, go get you a white man or another race. And then we see legends like Serena Williams and Venus Williams. Both of them have a white man. And so it is really happening. Have any other three of y'all ever dated outside your race?
Biracial.
Biracial?
Yeah.
So what, black and white?
Yes.
Okay, how long was it?
How long ago was
Did it last?
Oh, that was the Drake guy.
Oh, so he really looked like Drake.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He was
Like,
black
in
and
real
white.
life.
I just thought he was a light-skinned brother,
No.
but he was black and white too.
Yeah,
Okay. How long did that last?
We was together 5-6 years, and that's part of my
5
problem.
or
I
6
date long
years.
term. That's the thing, Tony. When I'm in it, I'm in it, and I think it's because of my parents. They were married. My mom never left. And so I learned longevity. I learned how to, see it through. So when I'm in it, even if it's some bumps, I try to, I really be trying to work it out. So that's part of the problem also. But yeah, we was together for a long time.
And you left him or he left you?
So that one was rough, Tony. So my father was sick at that time. He was passing away. And I had to relocate. I was in Chicago. I had to relocate back home to Jersey. And the relocation kind of made us separate.
Okay. You ever dated outside your race?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? You ever dated outside?
I wouldn't say we dated, but I did. Like I was courted by an Italian before, but it's not for me.
Okay.
I like black men. I love black men. Black men are for me.
Yeah. And now, if we had to have a mirror moment, I'm gonna call this the mirror moment. So where, because there is a lot of talk about with the him versus her. And y'all try to tell me this, and I don't want you to think on it too hard, but if you had, let me give y'all 30 seconds each to tell me what's wrong with you. What's your flaw, your biggest flaw that could be hindering your relationships? And we'll start here and then go this way. You got 30 seconds.
Definitely a mirror. So I just realized I have abandonment and rejection issues.
Abandonment and rejection. And that's deep. That is deep. What about you?
I think my two biggest things, I would say that I lacked confidence. And then I would say too much masculinity. I didn't know how to be soft and feminine. So those are my two biggest things. Yeah.
Okay. About you?
I think for me is just having boundaries as far as not overextending myself. I would used to find myself giving too much maybe to the wrong person. So I think just knowing my worth, being confident in who I am, but pouring my resources into the right person at the right time with good intentions. And I think coming from that two-parent household where you see a father figure who's a great husband and a great father, just being aware that it took time for him to become that person, and to keep in mind that I'm not dating God, I'm dating a man, and a man is flawed, a man has imperfections, and a man needs time to grow, and a man needs to be shown grace. And that is part of my role as a woman and as a future wife, to come in and help nurture that area, but not looking for a perfect man, because I'm not perfect myself, and I had to realize that over the years too. But I think just being sure in what I'm looking for, but showing grace as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mine is similar as far as I think my standards were too high, honestly. And I picked,
Was it your standards or your preferences?
My preferences. Thank you. That's what it was. And sometimes I put the things that are not as important higher than what they should be. Not to sound superficial, because I'm all about conversations. I dig deep, but at the same time, I can't be with someone I'm not attracted to be honest. I think it matters, and people say looks don't matter. And for me, it's a real thing. So if they're not coming the way I need them to come, unfortunately, it's hard to.
Well, see, you know what your issue is, because you look like the movies and the media. So therefore, because your look is one of the looks that we have certain looks that we see. So you got the Viola Davis, you got the Sanaa Lathan, you got the Beyonce, you got the, everything all the way down, across the board. So being that we've seen your look on R&B singers and actresses, you get treated differently. Men see you differently because we're programmed. As men, we're very programmed. But that also make you look at men based on what the media says is attractive.
Absolutely, because I'm like, this is what I'm used to. You can't come with anything less. And that's a high standard. And, so that's part of the problem. But I had to learn how to scale it back because I'm not Beyonce. You know what I mean? So I had to scale back. But that is part of the issue. I think you hit that right on the nail.
Now, y'all tell me this, and we got about another 10, 15 minutes that I want to kind of really identify what your man looks like. And I want to hear, and I'll give y'all some feedback on if it's realistic, if it's good, if you need to up it or what have you, just from my perspective. But tell me, like, paint the picture to where I could see him in my head of what your man looks like. Or you want to go last?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I never actually had a set type. My thing was they need to be taller than me. My grandfathers were short, and I steered away from lighter skinned men. And that could be because my father was light skinned. So I steered towards more dark skinned men or men my complexion. I was never into the white eye thing. Like, if you're too pretty looking, it's like, I can't. And that's what I'm dealing with now. So it's like, no. So I would say, like, I don't need a 6 foot person. That's what I'm dealing with now. And it's like, these are the things I stayed away
How tall
from.
are you?
Like 5'5".
Okay, so taller than you, like 5'8", 5'9".
5'9", like my ex-husband was like 5'10".
Okay, so about 5'10", dark skin.
No, so I'm not even on that tip anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need you to be dark skin, light skin, whatever. I think my trip up is more cultural. It's a cultural thing. Like, I've dated Nigerians. I attract more sort of Caribbean men. I don't really date American men. So I think maybe I need to get out of that too. Like, I met someone from here and they called me and they started talking and I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, the accent, it was just...
Sound too much like you?
No, like, I don't...
You say from here, Philly or America? Okay.
Philly. It was like, no, I don't want to do that. And
You got a Philly accent though.
I got an accent, but it's how they talk. Like, I know how to speak proper. Like, you know how to talk in certain venues. I don't want to hear hood stuff all day.
Right, I see what you're talking about.
Right,
Okay.
I still want the man to be on the same level.
So it's more so his education level and just how he communicate and articulate.
Yeah,
more so.
articulation. You don't gotta go to college to articulate, but I don't want to sound. I don't want you to sound like you want a rap video or whatever.
Okay.
Right, especially I listen to soca and dance all that. I don't hear that.
So you pretty open. What about you? What does your man look like?
I don't know what he looks like because I'm not, like, look wise, I know his character. So he's a leader, he's calm, he likes to provide. And I know when women say that, it's like, oh, you're a gold digger. No, I'm a woman who chases her calling. I'm acts of service. So that drains me a lot. I'm not a boss woman. I'm not about to be out here trying to, if it comes to me by the things that I'm doing, great. But I need a man who is going to provide that structure, that stability, that calmness. He knows how to, when I'm getting overwhelmed, because I'm super emotional, he knows how to bring me back down. Those are a couple of characteristics. Look-wise, he gonna look fine to me because he gonna be that man. So he's gonna have those characteristics. So, yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Well, very similar to you. Looks are important, but I think they're more secondary. More primary, I'm looking for internal characteristics, mindset, core values, beliefs. Do you believe in God? Do you accept Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior? Do you believe in the Holy Spirit? Are you a servant? Are you selfless? Are you a leader? Do you want to have a family? Do you prioritize family? Do you believe in love? Do you want to grow? Are you educated? Outside of just your typical 9-to-5, do you have an entrepreneur business mindset, goals? Those are the things that I'm looking for that come before your height or the clothes that you wear or the car that you drive. Those things are a necessity and they are important. But like you said, when somebody's meeting your standards and they're loving you from the inside out, you fall in love with that person and they become more attracted to you and you guys grow together and you experience a different side of yourself that you may have not known before. So, of course, I'm a taller woman. I'm 5'8" on a normal day without heels or anything. So, of course, I want a man who's my height or taller, of a stature build, who's educated, well-rounded. Those things are important, but do you know the Lord? Do you love the Lord? Does he know you? Do you want a family? Do you want to love me and build with me and raise godly kingdom children together? I think those are paramount before we talk about kind of other things.
And does he have purpose? I'm
Yeah,
say
Purpose. Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
You're right about
And Beyonce. What the-
I agree with all those things. I want somebody I can talk to. You know what I mean? Someone smart, someone who I can be friends with. Like I want to be with my friend, my best friend, but I want him to be fine. You know what I mean? And I think, you know what I mean? Because I don't want you to have to grow on me, Tony. I feel like we should be automatically locked in. So, but I get, you know, it's not important because I don't want to be perceived as being shallow or nothing. But I'm just being 100 with it. Like I need somebody who has a character, but then I also want you to have. I want to be drawn to you. You know what I mean? Because that's going to keep me how I need to be kept. So that's important.
Okay. Now, in wrapping up, I'm gonna put y'all on the hot seat with some yes or no questions, and just literally yes or no. So you can't really think too much about it, and just to kind of see. So, 5'8" man.
Yes.
Yes.
You look like you lying.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would.
No.
Okay. Spiritual man, meaning not Christian, he just spiritual. Yes or no?
Yes.
Spiritual meaning believe in God, one God.
He not Christian, he just spiritual. That's what he say he is. Yes or
No, he has to have a relationship with the Lord,
Okay.
with God.
No.
Okay. A man who is not your race.
Yes.
I'm open to it.
No.
No.
I already did it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm open to it.
A man with 3 kids.
No.
No.
I don't think so.
I can only say yes or no. No. No.
Okay. And the last one, a man who earns less than you.
Less than me. No.
I don't really. I'm in childcare, so no, because I don't make a lot myself. You know.
Okay.
Tony, there's a caveat to it. This one is not just a yes or a no. I mean, yes, I would be because I'm hoping for aspirations and goals, and I know in my field that I guess I'm maybe on the higher earner end. But
And what field you in again?
I'm in healthcare.
Okay,
So yes,
okay.
I am a pharmacist, but then again, I know that I could be doing better as long as you're not stagnant and you have goals and aspirations and you're working.
Okay, so yes, he can earn less, but he got to be ambitious and working, like making moves, trying to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait,
What
no
about
potential.
Yes, exactly.
you? Yes or
I
no?
would say yes.
Okay. So here's the thing. Now we probably gonna have to start a matchmaking agency from this,
On that dating app.
you know, and it is we're gonna have to do something. But I will say that y'all in a good place. You're in a good place, and the first key that I want y'all to think about is, does he like me? But that's without you loaning him money, without you opening your legs right away. Does he like me? And if y'all get to that place first, I think you'll have a lot quicker success. Because the thing about it is y'all very articulate, you're very educated between self-education, formal education. So it makes it harder to deal with the men of today because a lot of men just won't be there. And so what you have to do is kind of reframe the way you look at men and look at men for what a man is good for. And you got to understand that the strength is in your differences. A lot of times men and women are looking for their twin flame. They're looking for their other half. And that's like taking 2 puzzle pieces that's cut the same and stacking them on top of each other. Like, you got to be able to fit around each other. So sometimes it's good to have a man who his hands is dirty and he might make 50,000 and you might make 100,000. A man who he may not have a college degree and he may have a thick accent. A man who may be 5'6" to 5'8", but he hardworking and he loving. And also, You can't trust a fine man.
I know, that's true.
And so you're going to have to get a man to where you could look at him and you just like, because we can't have it all.
That's true.
Like we can't get everything. So and that's why it hasn't worked.
That is.
So you got to get a man to where when you look at him, you don't feel that little bit of throw up. If you don't feel that little bit of throw up and you looking at him and you like, you know what, he ain't bad looking, he ain't the best looking. But he got the other stuff, that's going to be your husband. And that's across the board. And then too, what y'all need to do, because just hear me listening to you, you know, I would say you in the best place out of this right here. And it could be emotional intelligence and she could be a killer.
I spent these 3.5 years really working on myself. Really,
but see, this is the thing. When y'all meet a man, he gon' see men read energy. Cause we born and we built to go to war. You know, we hunt. Whether it's war against, you know, the food that we trying to bring home or us going to conquer land. So in that first date, a man gonna be able to tell everything he need to tell about you. And that's what you got to really work on. So I would say get into your coaching, understand perception, because perception is reality, even though it may not be your reality. And if y'all go from there, and my last question for you is if you could write the story, when will you get married? Let's start here.
If I could write the story, I'm 42. So I took that off the table, like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And subconsciously, I may still be doing that, which could be why I'm having these issues. I would like to be married within the next 5 years.
Okay.
Like, I'm at a point where I'm content where I'm at. You know, people are like, do you want kids? If I have it, I'll do. If I don't, I don't. Like, I'm working on projects, film projects, I bake. So there's other things that I'm trying to accomplish.
Okay.
So that's not a big deal for me.
So 5 years. That's okay. What about you?
I believe that I will be a wife sometime in 2026.
Okay. All right. I love it. What about you?
I think I would like to be married in the next probably 2 to 3 years. I think that'd be realistic for me.
Okay.
But then again, I'm just open to God's timing and just His best is what I'm waiting on.
Okay.
I'm gonna say engaged in 2026, married in 2027.
Okay.
Because you gotta take time and let it, you gotta build a foundation.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I love it. Well, here's the thing now. I can't be all the way real just because we all together. But in our one-on-one sessions, I tell y'all that one little tweak. And a lot of people don't realize a lot of times just one tweak. It's just really like one thing and it changes everything. So you right there. And to the fellas watching this, make sure you slide in the DMs for the ones who got the Instagram up. Make sure y'all Instagram is public and make sure that you post every week, at least once a week. And don't be afraid to meet a man in the DMs. You ain't got to get on the dating apps, but don't be afraid of the DMs. Thank y'all so much for joining me though.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.